Before we start looking at specific kinds of transistors, I thought that one of the useful things to do would be just look at the general schematic of the transistor that we had and try to make some devices out of them, or at least try to think of how these transistors can be used for applications. So in this video, I want to discuss how a transistor can behave as a switch. And my guess is this would be fairly straightforward, right? So think of it this way. So you have an input port and you have an output port. Okay. So this is the input and this is the output. And depending on the control signal that you have, let me just write it as CTRL, so control. So depending on the signal that you are applying on the control, you can have the input and the output could either behave as a closed circuit or as an open circuit, right? So if you have a, let's say, control signal 1, let me just duplicate this circuit. uh, oh, I'm sorry. So let me just duplicate this circuit because that would help us to draw the circuit in two different states. Okay, so let's say now that the for control signal 1, the transistor behaves as a short circuit, and for control signal 2 it behaves as an open circuit. So this is a closed circuit and this is an open circuit. And you can then immediately see how for two different signals, control 1 and control 2, and we'll figure out what this control 1 and control 2 should look like. But already for these two signals, we can see that here you have a closed switch and here you have a open switch. And therefore you can immediately see how a transistor can be used as a switch. Hopefully that makes sense. In the next video, I want to look at how the transistor can behave as an amplifier.